Scientists discover a new species lurking in the depths of the Southern Ocean. They say that they have been on several research expeditions since 2008. What a weird looking thing that is.
Deep beneath the ocean, where sunlight has never reached, there are things humanity was never meant to see. Then, one by one, videos began to surface, showing gigantic creatures pulled up by fishermen, with bodies smooth as steel and teeth sharp as blades. From an ancient giant shark thought to be extinct, to a mermaid opening her eyes on a Greenland fishing boat, every scene is real. Make sure to subscribe and stay until the end, because the final creature in this video might make you believe the ocean is still hiding monsters that never went extinct. Let's start with a moment that made millions hold their breath. A group of fishermen accidentally pulled up something they had never seen before. Off the coast of the Barents Sea, north of Norway, the video shows a massive creature surfacing beside the boat, its body stretching at least 33 feet long, with thick, rough skin that looked like ancient armor. As the seawater ran off its body, the head became clear, flat, heavy, and shaped like a cross between a crocodile, a sea snake, and a prehistoric reptile. No one on board dared to get close. The smell of the sea mixed with decay filled the air, and everyone stood frozen, caught between shock and fear. Some believed it was just the decomposing body of a whale or a Greenland shark. But with its enormous size and scaly skin, marine researchers suggested it could be an undiscovered ancient species, possibly even a descendant of the legendary Leviathan. What's strange is that after the video spread online, no one knows where the creature went. Was it taken to a secret research facility, or quietly released back into the deep? Things took a darker turn when a viral video claimed that the megalodon, the ocean's most feared predator, had truly returned. In the footage, a gigantic creature crashes into a pier, biting down with such force that it shakes the entire surface of the water. Enormous fins rise and twist through the waves, leaving viewers in disbelief. According to the uploader, that area had never recorded a shark sighting before, making the footage even more shocking. He believed it was the legendary megalodon, the apex predator that ruled the deep millions of years ago. But the more people watched, the more odd details appeared. The water seemed too shallow, barely reaching the filmer's knees, and the exact location was never revealed. Could this be real evidence of a prehistoric monster's return, or just an elaborate hoax that fooled the entire world? Now let's move to the Barents Sea, where gray waves rise endlessly, and a group of Norwegian fishermen pulled up something that made their hearts stop. From inside the steel net, a massive creature nearly 33 feet long emerged, its black skin shining like oil, its smooth body coiled tightly like metal muscles. The head was flat and heavy, the eyes deep and hollow, and when it opened its mouth, rows of sharp white teeth glimmered faintly through the mist. No one dared to step closer. One man whispered, "It's still breathing." In that moment, everyone knew they were looking at something that didn't belong to this world. Local fishermen believed it was the descendant of Leviathan, the sea beast described in scripture as the one who devours the depths. But what terrified them most was what happened afterward. Just hours after the footage spread online, the creature vanished without a trace, as if the ocean itself had come to take it back. This was the clip that sent social media into a frenzy, when a group of fishermen off the coast of Greenland accidentally pulled up something they thought was just a big fish, until it opened its eyes. The creature in the video had pale blue-gray skin, tangled black hair, and a lower body covered in shimmering blue scales like a fishtail. As the net was lifted onto the deck, it suddenly moved, opened its mouth, and let out a harsh, guttural sound, like a person struggling to breathe. One fisherman stumbled backward in fear, while another tried to hold the rope before it broke loose. No one knew what to believe: a deep-sea monster, or proof that the ancient tales of mermaids were real. The video ends as the creature is released back into the sea amid chaos, leaving one chilling question behind. If this wasn't a mermaid, then what did we just see? Soon after, another video surfaced from Florida, reigniting fears of mysterious creatures lurking beneath the water. Fisherman Raymond Cole was out on the CM River when he noticed a massive dark shadow moving below the surface. He quickly pulled out his phone to record, and right at that moment, the creature's tail emerged. But what left him frozen in shock was that it wasn't an ordinary tail. The end split into 3 sharp points like a trident, twisting fluidly through the current. Raymond believed he had captured real evidence of the legendary trident tail monster. However, when he showed the video to other fishermen, they claimed it was just a large fish whose tail had been damaged by a boat propeller. But could an injury really form something that perfect? The question sparked endless debate online. Was this a real creature, or just an illusion beneath the waves? And if you think that's where it ends, just wait until you see this next video. Robert Harris, an amateur kayaker from Louisiana, accidentally recorded something he described as unlike any creature on Earth. In the clip, a massive pale figure floats motionless just below the calm surface of the water. Instead of eyes, it has swollen folds of skin, and the strangest part, it doesn't react, even as his boat drifts closer. Robert uploaded the video to YouTube, but just a few hours later, the entire clip was mysteriously deleted. Still, it spread across the internet, with many believing he had captured footage of the Ningen, a half-human, half-fish being from Antarctic legend. Some said it was a secret organism, tracked by the military, while others believed it was a byproduct of an ocean that's rapidly changing. But if it was just an illusion, why was the video removed so fast? In Japan's Suruga Bay, marine biologists recorded footage that shocked the entire world. They dropped a steel cage baited with food more than 1 mile deep to study small sharks. But instead, a massive dark shadow appeared and swallowed the entire frame. The cage, over 30 feet wide, suddenly looked tiny as the giant creature drifted past. Its size dwarfed even the whale shark, the largest known fish on Earth. The footage ended in silence, with only the metallic echo of the cage trembling in the depths. Experts had only one theory. It could be a living megalodon, a prehistoric predator thought to have gone extinct 3 million years ago. But if that's true, how could something so enormous survive for so long without ever being seen by humans? Next, a mysterious radar signal appeared in the Atlantic Ocean. It detected a massive shadow moving deep along the seafloor, slow but steady. At first, experts assumed it was just an unusually large shark, until a dorsal fin broke the surface, towering like a sail. As the research vessel approached, the enormous creature didn't flee. It drifted quietly past, almost as if it knew it was being watched. No one can say for sure whether it was a surviving megalodon or an undiscovered species. But one thing's certain: something is still moving down there in the deep. And then, from the icy waters of the Black Sea, came another discovery that shook the internet. A Russian diver named Irina Volva captured footage believed to prove the existence of an ancient marine reptile, the plesiosaur. In the clip, She swims alongside a massive creature with a long neck and large flippers, moving slowly through the murky water. Scientists immediately began to question how a species thought to have gone extinct more than 65 million years ago could still exist today. Some believed it was real proof of a prehistoric survivor, while others claimed it was sophisticated CGI. But if the video wasn't fake, what else could be hiding beneath the Black Sea for millions of years? But that's nothing compared to what's coming next. Creatures straight out of myth caught on camera, getting closer to humans than anyone ever thought possible. Now, let's head to Canada, where a tourist accidentally filmed what he called a nightmare beneath crystal-clear waters. At Okanagan Lake, the surface seemed calm until sudden, powerful ripples began to rise. When the man zoomed in, he clearly saw a long, dark body twisting beneath the water. Only a small part of it surfaced, but that was enough to make viewers shiver. It stretched at least 20 feet long. No one knows if it was a fish, a serpent, or something else entirely. But that day, the peaceful Lake of Canada became the center of a mystery that still has no answer. Could this be proof of Ogopogo, the legendary lake monster told in local stories for centuries? But if you think prehistoric creatures only appear in distant places, take a look at this. From a helicopter surveying the coast of San Francisco, cameramen accidentally captured a massive shape moving beneath the water. At first, they thought it was an alligator, but when they zoomed in, everyone was stunned. The creature had a long body, 4 flippers, and a curved neck just like a plesiosaur. If that's true, what does it mean for modern science? Could a species believed to have gone extinct 65 million years ago still be living quietly beneath the ocean right next to California's shore? And this might be the most haunting footage of all. The video, reportedly filmed in Auckland, New Zealand, on a foggy morning in August 2025, shows a man walking along the shore when the water suddenly begins to churn violently. Then, 2 massive wings rise from the mist, reaching high into the air like those of a dragon. Moments later, an enormous body emerges, plunging the entire scene into darkness. No one could make out its face, only swirling water and the sound of wind tearing through its wings. Some believe it's the first real evidence of an ancient flying creature that lives deep below the sea, while others are convinced it's fake. But if it's real, could this be the beast of the Pacific that fishermen have spoken of for generations? No one expected a quiet river in Malaysia to become the focus of one of the most shocking videos of 2021. While rowing along the Pahang River, a group of fishermen noticed strange ripples ahead, thinking it was just a big fish. But as they got closer, what surfaced left them frozen. A long, sleek creature moved so quickly the camera could barely keep up. "It's not a fish, and it's not a snake," one man said in fear. In the panic, the boat operator dropped his phone into the water, nearly losing the footage forever. Now let's move to something completely different from what science can explain. On July 21, 2015, photographer Thomas Brown captured footage that many believe shows a creature from another era. While filming near the Roseville Bridge in Sydney, he noticed the water suddenly begin to churn. A massive, distorted head emerged from the surface. It wasn't a whale, and it wasn't a shark. The shape looked like a sea serpent, but far larger than anything known. At first, Thomas thought it was just a decomposing fish, until it moved. In an instant, the creature vanished into the deep, leaving behind swirling waves several feet wide. Many believe it was proof of a species never before identified beneath Australian waters. But the biggest question remains: if it truly exists, how many more are still out there? Imagine being alone at sea at night, with only a flashlight and the sound of waves. Then something appears. In the village of Larantuka, Indonesia, fisherman Rudy Santara set out to catch what locals called a giant shark. But instead, he encountered something that froze his blood. A sleek, black body glided under the surface, and suddenly, a glowing head appeared with red eyes and a mouth shining orange like burning embers. Terrified, Rudy managed to record just a few seconds before fleeing. Some scientists suggested it was a deep-sea bioluminescent creature, but locals believe otherwise. They say Rudy came face-to-face with the Larantuka sea demon, a being said to appear only when the ocean is about to erupt in fury. This is why people shudder when they think of the deep ocean. On June 7, 2018, researchers lowered a camera into the Java Trench, over 800 feet below the surface, where sunlight never reaches. At first, there was nothing but darkness and drifting sediment. Then, two faint lights appeared, eyes of something enormous. When the camera adjusted, the shape became clear. A long, snake-like head with the structure of a dragon gliding slowly past the lens. It didn't attack. It didn't flee. It simply stared into the camera before disappearing into the black. Since that day, no one has dared to dive there again. And people can't help but wonder, if it wasn't alone, how many more of these creatures are still hiding in the unexplored depths? And this is one of the most terrifying creatures ever captured by divers. A Mexican diver who specialized in filming deep-sea footage encountered something he first thought was a sea snake, until he saw its mouth. It had hundreds of needle-sharp teeth arranged in multiple rows that curved inward like a trap. In fact, it was a frilled shark, a living fossil that has existed for more than 80 million years. Its body was long and dark brown, moving in smooth, snake-like waves, making many mistake it for a hybrid species. Seeing it up close, people realized that what we call nightmares are sometimes just real creatures still living peacefully in the depths where humans never dare to go. You're looking at footage that left viewers completely confused. The creature in the video appeared to be some kind of alien life form, breathing on its own. A man was seen poking at a pulsating, jelly-like mass lying on the rocky shore. It squirmed, shiny and wet, reacting slightly to his touch. But the truth was soon revealed. It wasn't a monster at all. It was bull kelp from New Zealand, scientifically known as Durvilia antarctica. This massive seaweed can grow into huge clusters and withstand even the strongest waves thanks to its honeycomb structure. The man in the video was Maori, a native of the region, whose people have used this kelp for centuries to wrap food and craft tools. A disturbing sight, but the perfect reminder that not everything that looks like a monster actually is one. The deep sea never fails to take our breath away. On April 25, 2012, an offshore oil rig recorded unbelievable footage. A massive, silk-like membrane floating through the darkness, filled with pale veins inside. At first, everyone thought it was a giant plastic bag, until it started to move. After analysis, experts confirmed it was Deepstaria enigmatica, one of the largest and rarest invertebrates on the planet. It looked like a ghostly sheet, gently pulsing in the shadows thousands of feet below. Thanks to modern underwater technology, this species was finally seen clearly, a haunting reminder that even in our modern age, the ocean remains the final frontier of mystery. You think the largest shark in the world is the great white? You might want to think again. At a depth of 1,732 feet below the waters of the Bahamas, two scientists were filming when a massive shadow drifted past their submersible. At first, They thought it was just a 6-gill shark feeding on a carcass, until it turned around. This time, it faced them directly. Its head was blunt and enormous, its eyes lifeless, and its teeth as big as a grown man's fist, all illuminated by the dim light of the sub. "It's longer than the submarine?" one scientist shouted. The cabin went silent, as everyone realized they were staring at an ancient predator believed to have been extinct for millions of years. They wanted to attach a tracking tag, but how could they, when the creature before them was large enough to swallow the entire sub in a single bite? And finally, this might be the most shocking moment in the entire video. In July 2024, off the coast of the Coral Sea, marine experts were called to investigate a damaged pier. Part of it appeared to have been bitten off. Thick wooden beams were crushed as if something massive had clamped down on them. When they dove beneath the surface, what they saw left them frozen. A broken plank was being pushed from below. They called for backup and ventured deeper. Then they saw it. A colossal dorsal fin rose from the depths, as tall as a ship's mast. The creature had to be at least 70 feet long, far too big to be any known shark. One scientist trembled and whispered, "If that's a megalodon, it was never extinct." Realizing the danger, they decided to retreat and return later with stronger equipment. But before they could leave, the surface of the water suddenly began to boil. So, what do you think? Could these be the clearest signs yet that ancient creatures are slowly coming back to life? Somewhere beneath the ocean, are they still moving? And maybe even trying to reach us? Share your thoughts about the creature that impressed you the most. And don't forget to subscribe for more mysteries rising from the deep.